Magellan was a discoverer, and he discovered a lot of different places as he went around the world. And so just like Magellan did with his ship, we, with our own crews, were able to discover new and innovative ways to live, so there's a parallel to Magellan.
Lakeshore East was a developer's dream.
It wasn't an isolated island. Michigan Avenue became a barrier. There were a couple of buildings at its southern extremity that people lived in, but it was not necessarily a place to live.
So the vision that we had was to create what I say is a village in the heart of the city.
When we first started building condominiums 14, 15 years ago, we were one of 2 buildings being built, so we weren't afraid to go in bold and really start a new trend. And the idea that we started with that new building was create the best amenities, the best living style, that you're trying to deliver value, not just price, but value. So what else can we bring to a living style? How would we want to live? So again, trying to find the good neighborhoods.
We've created one of the most important master plans in the United States. We brought in innovative architectural companies. We've created new design ideas and taken an area of the city and transformed it. We've created a new neighborhood.
And we were practicing sustainability throughout our buildings at Lakeshore East. This was before LEEDs was ever around. Aqua is a case in point. We decided to seek a LEED certification after the fact. Now, a LEED certification after the fact is a very difficult thing to get. So we were building LEEDs before we were building LEEDs. We are committed to that. We think it's the thing to do. It is the right thing to do.
We look at our development work and saying, we got to be able to do most of the disciplines. So we do our own sales, leasing, design, our own construction management. So we're willing to make the hard decision quickly to keep the process moving. And financing for us is really entering into partnerships. To us, it's really about relationship. And we're not out there really trying to get the last dollar or the best possible financing. It's about getting fair deals with fair people who are going to treat us right, and we intend on treating them right.
Chicago is a pretty mature marketplace. There's some very, very good, talented general contractors that build our buildings here. And to go and find those general contractors in the other markets can be a challenge. One solution that's been very successful has been teaming up a local Chicago general contractor with a local general contractor from the marketplace we're going to.
It's the old story, 1 + 1 = 3. We bring the high-rise financing and structuring to the deal, whereas the local developer will bring the zoning and the political arena, which is probably their expertise.
Our company is really all about relationships. Relationships whether with lenders, partners, consultants, and we like to create a relationship and build on that relationship, and it pays dividends when you go down the road and you're doing your 5th, 6th, 7th project together. You know each other, you know what to expect, there are no surprises. So when you have a lender who's saying, here's a project that Magellan is showing me, there's kind of 2 primary factors to the way they evaluate that project. The first is the economics of the project. Is it viable? Well, anybody can bring an economically viable project, but the other half of the equation, and arguably it's the more important part, is who is the sponsorship? Do we know these guys? Do they have a good relationship? Do they pay their lenders back? Do they do right by their partners? And that's what we work really hard to foster. We're partners with Dali and Wanda Group out of China, and Wanda is one of the largest developers in China. So Wanda really is a credit to Chicago. They chose our development to make their initial expansion push into the United States, and they're on a global expansion. They're taking their hotel brand and coupling with luxury residences in luxury markets all over the world, and we are only the 2nd project outside of mainland China. It'll be the 3rd tallest building in Chicago. It'll have the highest occupied residential floor of any building in Chicago. And iconic is an overused and abused word in our industry. But I think this one really will be iconic.
I think that's right. I think what we really like about all of these cultures so far is they really vet the relationship before the business deal. When some of our projects take a long time to develop, if you have confidence in the financing and it's not on the critical path,
you have time to foster these personal relationships before they become business relationships. And that's really important. So I think that whole learning curve and our not only willingness to learn other cultures, but actually a strong desire, and we enjoy doing it. It's fun for us.